Imagine three friends taking on a hotel empire. I mean, becoming the bosses of the hotel industry. Sound cool, right? But wait, what about a college kid outsmarting a social media giant? And as if that isn't over, two guys in a garage beating IBM. And more of similar examples are very plenty in these decades. How were they able to do such? Calm down, it's not magic. They built the perfect team. And in the next 10 minutes, you will get to know the 7 perfect people who can turn your idea into a $1 billion business. The team members that you must never miss in your startup. Don't blink and be patient to follow to the end, because this is going to be epic. According to research, 9 out of 10 startups crash. Why? Because they pick the wrong team members. You don't need 100 people to start. Just 7 superstars could do the job. Think of them as your Avengers squad, each with a unique power to take down giants. Ready to meet them? Good. Without taking more of your time, let's kickstart. Here are the superheroes you need. First is the brain, and that's you. You are supposed to be the master strategist of everything. The brain is usually the founder, and he's the one who sees the big picture. He sees everything that's about to happen, and he tracks number. Tracks what comes in, what goes out. Are we doing the right thing? In effect, I mean the revenue, the cost, the efficiency of all operations, and everything regarding to the company. And not paying attention to this can seriously give a problem to the company. An example of this is WeWork. WeWork lost $43 billion in valuation, ignoring numbers by the brain. The brain of their operation ignores these numbers, and that is the downside. He paid $43 billion. And I know none of you could be able to carry this kind of loss. And the tip I'm going to give you in this is use Google Sheets and Analytics to stay sharp. There are a lot of other tools out there that can help you and guide you in tracking these numbers, and you can hire experts. But for a startup that we are trying to cut down expenses, you can use these materials and other similar ones. AI can also help you in looking into these numbers. And my analogy is that the brain is just like a captain of a ship. The brain is the one steering the ship, directing the ship. If the captain play with his work, definitely you're not going to see the right thing. And that leads us to the second. The second is the doer, or you can call it the executor. This is basically the person that handles daily operations. He keeps business running smoothly, and some people call it chief operation officer or stuff like that. You can call him any name you want. But this is the person that handles daily operation. Forecast and give him the direction, and he follows your direction. They are the chef cooking orders while you pitch to investors. You as the brain, you forecast what is going to happen, you plan, you strategize, and you pitch it to the doer. The doer is the one that cooks how the work goes on. An example of this is Tim Cook scaled Apple iPhone production while Steve Jobs is dreaming big. So you as the brain dream big, the doer execute what you dreams about. And that takes us to the qualities of a doer. A doer, don't hire just anybody as your doer. Hire somebody that is organized, somebody that is independent, somebody that is calm even under pressure, and somebody with this quality and somebody that is addicted to his work will definitely help in building your company. Another example of this is Sheryl Sandberg. She was Facebook doer, and probably without her, Facebook would have stayed what it was. It would have stayed a cool app or just a room app. Next is the maker. The maker is usually the creative genius. It's the one that will help in building product that customers will be obsessed with. The maker is usually the one that builds the product people love, obsessed with quality. All he wants is quality, and he loves his work. Example of the maker are there are plenty, but let me give you one that have to do with Apple, since we gave two similar examples on Apple. Example of this is in Apple is Jony Ive. Jony Ive designed Apple iconic iPhones, the ones that you can never get tired looking on. Another example is Spotify's maker built playlist that hooked millions. And the tip I'm going to give you here on choosing your maker or on giving them the best way to work is give them freedom. Give them freedom, but align that freedom with your vision and what your product shine, what your product sour to the sky. The analogy here is that this your maker is usually like your artist painting your masterpiece. The next is the deal maker or deal closer. These are usually the person that turns maybe into money, interest into revenue, and understands people. They are the ones who convince everyone to try a new product. An example I'm going to give you on this is Emily Weiss built Glossier via Instagram sales, building a $1.8 billion brand by chatting fans. Just look into this one. So in effect, deal maker is somebody that closes deals. And the qualities you need in this deal maker are somebody that knows what you want, and somebody that is persuasive, resilient, and builds trust. There's a student I know that sells custom sneakers on TikTok using funny videos and learns sometimes up to 1,000 orders in a month. Next up is the story weaver. The story weaver is your marketer. This is the person that makes your brand unforgettable through stories. Just buy it. Extremely good adverts. They give a very, very good advert that connect with customers emotionally, not just physically. Not just convince customers to buy, but make customers love your product. Let me give you an example of this. GoPro's customer videos, like GoPro usually post their customers' videos, how their customers reacted to their product, and that blew them. And Nike's advert also make you feel like a champion. So you see, they are building, like they are connecting you emotionally to the brand, not just convincing you to buy. And the tip is what I said earlier. Just connect emotionally with your customers. That way, they will blindly love you, regardless of how good your products are. But mind you, never make a rubbish product. An analogy to this is that a good marketer must be a good storyteller. Next up is the networker. This networker is also called the connector. The connector is your VVIP pass to big opportunities because they know investors, they know partners, and they know influencers, so they can use their connection to build your brand to the biggest thing you've ever dreamed of. An example of this is Reid Hoffman used PayPal connections to grow LinkedIn into a $26 billion company. He used his connections, and the connections definitely and in a logical way help LinkedIn. And the qualities of this networker, he has to know the right people. A relationship builder are also well connected. Well connection personality will help you in this kind of stuff. Let me give you an example. There's a student whose her networker uncle introduced her to a local investors, and guess what? That helps her land $10,000 for her app idea. Never play with your networker. Next up is the idea spark, which is usually the innovator. The idea spark keep your business fresh with bold ideas. They usually comes up with bold ideas that keeps your business very fresh. They are the ones that makes your business always one step ahead. Never play with this. Always encourage them to come up with new ideas. Example of this is that Netflix. There was a time streaming was just something that nobody knows, but Reed Hastings pivoted Netflix to streaming king by ditching DVD. That time that he comes up with the idea, DVD was the king, but nevertheless the idea looked futuristic, and he was encouraged to come up with the idea, and Netflix adopted that idea, and that idea makes them the streaming king today. So that's something you should never play with. An analogy to this is the kid with a crazy game idea. They usually comes up with the idea that looks crazy, but you don't know, maybe that simple idea or that crazy idea is what that will change the world. Because ideas that we are looked down on usually end up becoming the ones that change the world. Let me give you a tip on this. Always encourage calculated risk taking to stay ahead. These are the 7 people I speak to you about. But nevertheless, I'll give you a bonus. And this bonus is the fixer, or the game changer. You can call it the game changer. You see, normally in business, at times you reach a saturated state where it's very, very hard to pass that stage because it is very, very saturated. And here comes the fixer, or the game changer. This person comes or solves big problem when growth stalls. They comes up with the idea that will take you to the level you've never imagined, or to the level you once think is impossible. They are the ones that do this. Let me give you an example of this. You see, there was a time Microsoft reached a saturated level of growth, and all of a sudden, Satya Nadella made Microsoft a $3 trillion cloud giant. $3 trillion cloud giant. You know what he do? He comes up with the idea of cloud computing. Cloud computing, as of then, it was crazy idea, but he comes up and adopts it nevertheless. So always put this at the back of your mind. There's a saturated level, and when you get to that saturation, you need to hire a game changer or serve as a game changer yourself. And let me give you a tip on this. Hire at the right time for maximum impact. The analogy to this is that the superhero fixing a massive leak. And that takes us to the end of this video. David beat Goliath with brains, action, creativity, deals, stories, connection, and bold ideas. You can too. Build your dream team and take on giants. Who's your first to hire? Who's your first hire? Comment below. Let's make your business a legend. Which role are you? Brain, doer, maker, deal maker, story weaver, networker, or idea spark?